Hello everybody, my name is the LonOTron and welcome back to the LonOTron Engineering Company. Now, I got a little bit carried away off camera. I won't lie to you, I got a little carried away and I started building the actual facility off camera and made some decent progress there. And I didn't mean to do as much as I did, but it kinda just happened, and we're here now. It is currently the middle of the night in-game, and not quite the middle of the night as I'm recording, though I am a rather nocturnal individual. What we are going to do to start us off is a tour. So this was the mines. We're mining out andesite. As you can see, I've gotten most of it. Still got some to grab over there. Gonna put something here just to block that up. We got the nice copper catwalks that I was talking about in like the last video or so. We got these copper stairs that lead up, which much appreciated, very grateful for this. Then, even though it's dark out, we'll come on out here. We have the main entrance, which there's more to be built, but this is where we are sourcing our water from. The water gets pumped through here all the way through the rest of the facility, and these water wheels have become largely useless. I'm debating removing them. I am debating removing them just for the sake of space, but of course leaving these, because I don't remember how it all happened, but I know this has a power source, and it's inverted, so you know what, it is what it is. Then if we come out this way, let me eat some grapes first. But if we come out this way through this door, we have what I am setting up to be a farm. And this is just going to be the small farm for now. Like, we have the underground farm, we have this small little above ground farm, and then we're going to have a big farm later. And then I have this nice space down here that I'm not sure what to do with, but it's a decent space, and I wonder right now what to do with it. So yeah, now we have a surface area that we can reside within successfully. We should be done with pipes for the time being. I'm sincerely hoping so. And before you ask how much copper this took, the answer is far, far too much. I do want to fix this because of how it's set up by putting like a side step on the catwalk. And we're not gonna be mining today. I spend way too much time underground. I understand it's grating. People want to see something other than gray for once. So today, what we're gonna do is chop down trees. It's another trees episode, but we're not going full trees episode. It's just kind of our kicking off point. And I mean, we will start chopping down trees here very soon when the sun comes up and these phantoms leave us alone. There is also a ravine that we should go check out. It's where I picked up the iron last time, but I noticed there's a lot of stuff there that I'd really like to get a hold of. So before we go out there, we are going to build copper scaffolding as much as we can to allow us to get up and down as easily as possible. And then we're going to set out for the ravine, we're going to chop down some trees, and we're going to hope that farm grows a little bit faster. Now for the fun interim waiting period. And we now begin our trek to that ravine now that it is daylight. And it's not very far, it's just around this hill. You may also notice that I am using shaders now. I didn't realize this mod pack had shaders, and I quite like the way they look here. I also like the way they look on my machines. Alright, and here it is. Now, if I remember correctly, whoop, there is a very decent chunk of iron down by that zinc. That's where it is. Let's head down this way. And you can see I've been here just a little bit. There it is. That's a nice chunk of iron. Looking for iron and zinc and copper, predominantly. That get away from me. Actually, I don't like you very much. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Ow. Not this again. Okay. Now that I'm out of that mess, I forgot to bring any sort of food items. Oh, hey, more titanium. I actually used a drill to grab some of that. But it is an arduous process, and I am trying to avoid going through it again. So, we're going to stay away from all those guys over there. And we're gonna hang out over here and grab what we can where we can. And I'm going to resort to prayer. I'll say I'm gonna resort to prayer to keep me alive on this 2.5 hearts. Prayer might not be enough, actually. Just examining the situation I'm in, prayer might not be enough. Here's hoping it'll do, though. I think that's bauxite up there. Or is it thorium? Let's find out. Thorium. That's a little too risky. I don't want to go for that one over there. I do want to get out of here, though. I grabbed what I needed to make what I want. I don't want to be here. Hopefully at the surface I can find some food. So recently I saw an ad for some AI company, which I know everyone's probably tired of hearing it by now, but I hate AI. Saw an ad from an AI company, and it's all AI generated. It starts with like some Egyptians back in the olden days, and they're talking about writing, and this one guy's like, well, my dad never needed writing to make a living, so I don't need writing. And then they're talking about like the invention of books and things, and how people just didn't get with the times with the printing press, or with books, or with the concept of writing and chiseling. And I gotta say, this is not the same. Not to mention, the idea, oh, my dad didn't need writing to make a living, is exactly the idea that permeates our culture and proceeds to allow for anti-intellectualist sentiment to persist. That's what it is. It allows it to persist, and that is exactly the message that a lot of AI things push. The idea that, oh, you don't need to be able to write, but you have a machine that does it for you. Like, I can't fathom a world in which I couldn't write. I really cannot fathom a world in which I could not write. And I think if such a world exists, then I have no interest in being a part of that world. Because humans have existed for a very long time. Just, we have. And throughout the entirety of our existence, we have been defined by our ability to create things. We've been defined by our ability to make tools. We have been defined by our ability to make fire. We've been defined by our ability to make spears for hunting and baskets for gathering. We have been defined by creation since we came into existence. And now we want to push that off onto something else. And that feels wrong. That feels like a moral failing. It makes me disappointed in those guys who sit there and talk about how AI is the way of the future and not getting with it is like not getting with the printing press. No. Actually, I prefer imperfect trash writing made by man. And as much as I've been known to be like, oh yeah, there's some writing out there that's just trash because it doesn't have care put into it. I think that like the worst thing a human could write is superior to anything a computer procedurally generates. Because that's all generative AI is. It's procedural generation that we've added a nice new fancy system to, the neural network, right? We've added a nice new fancy system to it, and we've decided to label it something else, when in reality, it's something that, we've been able to do for a while. It's a disappointment. Society as a whole is already struggling from a literacy crisis, and now you've made a machine that goes and does the literacy part for you. I don't think it's capable of understanding that it exists. And it shouldn't. We have a million comp sci theories telling us why AI shouldn't exist. We have a million comp sci theories telling us why a lot of this is just a bad idea, plain and simple. I don't get it. Maybe I'm old man yells at cloud. You know, maybe this newfangled, maybe it's this newfangled technology is pissing me off because I'm old and don't get it. Why do we want to shove the thing that makes humans unique onto a machine? I would have no problem teaching a machine to create. If it didn't, if it didn't come about like this. I don't want it like this. And beyond that, just as something of note, people come out here and they love to say things like, "Oh, but it's an accessibility thing. Oh, but I can't draw, so why should I pay an artist to draw things for me?" Listen, man. I'm going to level with you. I'm going to keep it a buck 50. I have known a lot of people in my life. A lot of them. Some actively, some passively. And I know for a fact that AI is not an accessibility thing for art. Okay? You can just learn a skill. Unless you are totally incompetent, you can learn a skill. It doesn't have to be 2D art. I struggled with 2D art. I picked up 3D modeling. And, quite frankly, found a knack for it. Because I took the time and the dedication to learn something, even if it wasn't what I initially intended to learn. If I host one more goddamn D&D game and some stupid idiot comes to me with AI generated art of their character, I swear to God, I'm gonna bash him over the head with my books. I can't do it anymore. And it's like, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. And that's just part of how it's gonna go. We aren't getting rid of it, for better or worse. But there is something to be said about the fact that, like, I've seen so many AI generated ads lately, and there was this Coca-Cola one. Oh man, the Coca-Cola ad really grinds my gears because it was portraying trucks. You might know the one I'm talking about. It was portraying trucks, and as I'm looking at these trucks, I realize that none of these are actually how trucks are built. I got a quest completed. Actually, how trucks are built, and that's for good reason. I'll stand that that's for good reason. The trucks aren't built like that, and it lacks the human ability to critique, to nitpick, to 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 be pedantic. It very much lacks that human urge to be pedantic. And that makes me angry in its own right, because humans are extremely pedantic creatures. We are. It's how we act. There's a reason that you got that one friend who's maybe just a little too into, oh, I don't know, let's say Warhammer, and can correct you on any faction just based on helmet shape. Okay? Like there's a reason you got that friend. It's because humans are pedantic. You have something you're pedantic about. I have something I'm pedantic about. Everyone is pedantic about something. And that is an innate human instinct. AI can never be pedantic. AI can never have passion in the way that humans do. I don't know. I don't know. I suppose I'm just on a rant now. But I'm sure you get the gist. I don't know, and maybe there's always the off chance that what I'm babbling about doesn't matter. Um, but hey, maybe someone's out there listening. at any given time. But I suppose what it boils down to is, if I can't do something that's a skill to be learned, rather than be a stupid moron, I'm gonna go be an adult about it. I'm gonna pick up whatever tool I need to pick up, and then I'm gonna go to a class, or I'm gonna go experiment until something works. Because that's what humans have done for thousands of years, and it's what we are going to continue to do for thousands more. It is how we function. We started the evolutionary arms race by bashing something with a rock. Okay, it wasn't like, oh, hey, this rock has a clear intended purpose of hitting things with it. No, we picked up a rock and we hit something with it. When we saw sparks, we thought, hey, man, I have an idea. I don't know. Even as someone who prefers machinery to the idea of being human, I think a lot of these people were way too quick to sell their humanity. I think there needs to be an in-between of some kind. See, because even Cyberpunk has been talking about this since the 80s, which I love Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk Red is one of my favorite TTRPGs. Even Cyberpunk's been talking about it from the 80s. By the way, shout out to Mike Pondsmith, who definitely does not need me with 44 subscribers to shout him out. Um, but I love Mike Pondsmith, and I love his work. Oh yeah, we're gonna make a mechanical press while we're here, because I'm tired of pressing everything by hand. I'm tired of it. I can't do it. I can't do it any longer. Waiting for some idiot to set foot in my comments, talking about some, oh, but I need AI for this, that, and the other. No, you don't. Shut up. Grow a pair. Grow up. Maybe you could head on down to the personality store and buy yourself a personality. Okay, I said we were done with pipes for the time being. I lied. I'm a liar. I need pipes for some other things, actually. But I should only need this one fluid pipe. I'm playing the fun game of can we get this to work? Yeah, there we go. If I had thought this through a little better, well, what I could do, put the encased fan here. And theoretically, where's my hand crank? Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a gearbox, and we are going to set this up in such a way that I don't actually have to hand crank this thing. Yes, like you, buddy. Where'd I put my goddamn wrench? Oh, there's another quest that I just haven't had reason to cash in on yet, or I haven't like unlocked the pathway to. Wow, I just keep getting cogwheels from the random rewards. Put a vertical gearbox here. If we can get up there. Oh, don't do this to me, you prick. It's because the gearbox inverts the way things move. So the answer is more gears. Now, specifically because of how gears turn, what you can do is put a gear, not a piece of wood. What we can do is put a gear right here, and then run these gears back. Putting a lot of stress on the machine, but it'll be fine, and it'll be worth it. Then we make a couple more gears, which is going to use up a lot more of these shafts. I mean, realistically, that can just be a shaft. If we put this shaft right here, and then move around this way. Obviously, I could have made more gearboxes. I didn't want to make more gearboxes. Making gearboxes is frustrating. So now we have to crawl. And then right there and right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Is it going the wrong way? I sincerely suspect it may be. It's not really pushing or pulling. Let's find out. Or could it perhaps be because there's not a source block there? That might be doing it, honestly. it requires a source block, which would require literally just one more pipe. Do I have an extra pipe lying around? Please, God, say I do. Oh, please, God, say I do. Actually, I have a pump. I have a pump. So if I take the pump, if I take this pump, I can actually connect it to the gear system. And it'll also serve as an extra pipe. I'm so smart. Look at me go. Shut up. I forgot my pickaxe. I'm just going to break this by hand. Do is break that. And now, it should work. Hopefully. Maybe. Potentially. We're about to find out, that's for sure. Well, it certainly did something. And to prevent the flooding, what I'm going to do is set this up in such a manner. And it's a little thing I can just kind of throw items into. I'm praying this works. If this doesn't work, I might just lose my mind. It should work. Let's test it on this gravel. Yes! Yes, okay, washing station is working. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it functions, does it not? It seems to be functioning, isn't it? So what we're also going to do is we are going to encase this with andesite. Oh, yes! It worked! Wow, that is not a lot of flint. That is not a lot of flint. All right, now I have to figure out what I can do with washing sand and stuff, and I think I'm gonna do that off camera. So thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been the LonOTron Engineering Company. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, I keep walking into the camera. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Sorry, it's a bit of a shorter one, but I hope you enjoyed my rant. And everyone, take it easy.